think the audio's working good. Let's check. Hey guys, Dante here, and welcome back to my channel, The Burgos Art, and welcome back to another Sunday night art stream. Today we are using a new audio app. It is called Pretzel Rocks. It is through Restream, because the regular free music that was on Streamlabs has like disintegrated, so they introduced a new one. And it plays a different song, and also gives us a little note when the songs change. These should be free from everything. Like, I'm playing like free music. I didn't do the upgrade yet. It's the first time I bought the program. I downloaded the program, and we should also not have any issues with copyright, supposedly. Is supposed to be alternative rock. I'm gonna raise the volume a little bit. And yeah, so I'm going down the list of projects that need to be finished. First things first, my card game, Ascending Assassins. Don't know how well that looks on camera, but Ascending Assassins I have done what is hopefully the last illustration edits. So the final print will finally, hopefully, look nice. The issue with these prints is that the background keeps coming out too dark, so I've completely changed the background, given it highlights, then a few changes here and there, and I'm going to do a test print for that, for myself, and hopefully that'll be on the market soon. So that makes 2 card games of Tolls and Trolls, and the new one, Ascending Assassins, which is in a nice little mint tin. You can just carry in your pocket. It's like a 15-minute, maybe 30-minute card game, depending on how you wish to play it. And yeah, so that's why I'm focusing on that. So that, I say focusing as in like, once I get the next print and see how it looks, it's just a matter of me advertising it. So while that's done, we're returning to the 2 other projects. Once again, our 3 main projects were this card game, working on making 3D molds. I'm taking a break from my 3D printing mold at the moment because I'm kind of going stir crazy designing it. And the third project is the slow chipping away at my video game, One Arm Bandit. My first video game, baby's first video game. So we're gonna focus just on one stage. Finish it. I already have a few sprites that act as bad guys. I have the sprite map for our hero. And I'm just gonna just try and finish this freaking first stage, even without the boss. And then once we have a stage of a handful of bad guys and our hero all ready to go in an illustration form, then I will move on to programming. And once I have a stage programmed, I can then just repeat that process from stage to stage with a few more flair to it later on. If you hear a light buzzing in the far distance, that is my 3D printer. I lucked out and got a lot of good 3D filament for a low price, and I'm just gonna start burning through it. I'm just gonna start making an excess amount of my 3D printed books. For those of you not in the know, I have these 3D printed books that I've designed. They open up, they go flat, and a tower comes out of it, and it is for tabletop games. And I have a good, like, maybe 10 to 15 that I have in a box when I take to conventions, but I want to just have an excess amount of it. I want to have a whole bunch of these ready to go in case I want to just update my Etsy account. You'll see my Etsy page pop up once in a while in the corner. It needs an update. The website needs an update as well, so might as well make more stock for it. You know, I'm going to be 3D printing like crazy, so might as well start burning through this material. And that's kind of the update for myself, guys. 3 main projects. One is already going to the print. One we're working on today, and another one I'm taking a break from. I am drinking homemade bubble tea. It's instant bubble tea. I want to say that is it. Listen to the audio. Give me 1 second. Yeah. How is this an alternative rock? fact that every song is matched with a freaking self-promotional text, we're gonna get that audio ping every so often. I might have to change that. Give me a second, just checking some stuff. I remember I added the ability to hear chat when it goes off. We don't get much chat here anyway. I forgot where it sits in OBS now. Streamlabs. We're gonna get a ping every time the music goes from song to song. It is what it is. Alright, let me just take down my excess amount of wire work here. There we go. So we adjust. Join some backgrounds. Now, once again, this is all for my game, One Armed Bandit. Give me a second. Take away those guidelines. Which is a Western, and I'm sticking with a really dirt palette, if that makes sense. It's basically shades of brown and shades of this kind of orangey brown and mustard yellow. Do we have the background on this one? Well, there's our background. Alright, so that's our background. There it is. So you can see the clouds and everything in the background, like they are the yellows. And that's going to be a repeating pattern. So the background's a repeating pattern, but the stages are not. I am kind of doing it the hard way. I could have just made pre-made tiles and gone from there, but I am just drawing each background from scratch pretty much. Alright, let's get back into it. Make sure on the right layers, make sure layers we don't want are locked. If our basic black, and we have our gray, our basic shades of brown and whites. Alright. Was it brush? What was it that gave me? It's been a while, guys. Was it dot pen? I think it was a dot pen. Yep, it was dot pen. Yep, there we go. Yeah, just gotta change it from this to this. There we go. So I use for the backgrounds I just use I'm just using I'm blanking out. Oh my god. Clip Studio. I'm just using Clip Studio. For the sprites, I do have a different program for that. So it's kind of hard remembering like what program you left off with sometimes. City where this little town we're designing right here is kind of meant to look dilapidated. So I got some broken windows here and there. Like I said, this is baby's first video game, so I'm not trying to do like beautiful pixel art. I'm kind of playing it loose. Basic. It's gonna be a basic side scroller. So I've really designed 3 levels of jumping. There's our dude, by the way. This is a side reference. So that's the one on Bandit. All the sprites are black and white, so it's meant to look like kind of like an old Wanted poster with shades of brown and black and white. I mean, and yellow on it. So you have the ground level he's on. Then you have the first awning you see there. Then you have the dilapidated rooftop. Awning, higher awning, middle awning, so it's 3 levels all around. Actually forgot why I did these freaking lines here. These cross lines. Was I gonna do wooden planks? What's the reference look like? No, the reference is something else. Yeah, the reference, by the way, is just a mixture of like Hollywood, like props and actual photographs and like Renaissance fair looking stuff. what's kind of annoying me is that I have the awning, and I did this blown out rooftop in the same perspective as the awning, and it technically shouldn't have that perspective. Like the way it's leaning, it's kind of bothering me, but finish what you got first. What's the expression? Do it, and then you can make it good. Wait a minute. Shoot. There's some grayscale going on there. It's supposed to be that. Like solid square, please. There we go. The real trick is using the same colors over and over again and trying not to to have things disappear into each other. I think I'll make this house dilapidated as well. Like just make it a mess. there's a delay in my pen. Oh, yep, something happened. Took away the background, and then I always have a nice, like, I always have always try to have a layer of this kind of blue you see in the background, unless of course I'm doing something that is this color, but I do that way I can see exactly what I have and haven't missed. Because if you don't use a color, you get that gray and white texture, and it's just hard to spot things that are incorrect. So like, now that I've done that, I could see there's a bunch of missing color here. There's a black line there that shouldn't be there. Gotta fix that. Oh no, wait. Technically it should be there. It's for the curve of the doorway. This looks a little weird. So pretty much all the colors except for black are on one layer right now. Nothing's repeating pattern except for the background. For the clouds, that is, when I do the clouds later. that's our repeating background. It's clouds and desert landscape. So there's still a lot of, I got the buildings. I still got to do a lot of stuff. There's still a lot of stuff to fill in, pretty much. Switch over to the ink layer. Just so I can finish off these few buildings, then I can continue. So first thing we're gonna do. There's a little, oh, see, there's that color bleeding through. I missed. What are you part of? There's a different layer here. Oh. I must have merged something with that. Oh, there's that black layer. So that's a mistake then. These bricks got merged with the building layer, which is only supposed to be a certain color. Right, so that is what that is. I'm not gonna go back and try and change that. That's erase using the wrong tool, sorry. There we go. It's an annoyance. You ever seen that meme where it's I mean, the meme's been used for a number of things, but this particular one, it's Rotel Dorado, and it's the meme where the guy is like, he tells the chief something, and the chief, like, it's 4 panels. He tells the chief something. The chief is like, "What is it?" And then the punchline is him like screaming back and forth. Basically, it's like good news, bad news kind of thing. And the best one's like, "Chief, you have to stop him." He goes, "Why?" "He's drawing on the wrong layer." And then the image is the chief is just in complete horror. I had some black holes here and there. Might as well do that on this side too. Ooh, that is way too thick. Nope, that's not working. Let's try again. No, it's definitely... I definitely gotta do 2 curves on this. Why is there so much delay? Streamlabs has never caused me to have such a delay in my drawing tablet. And then we'll do a cleanup with the colors afterwards. We'll add some more color differences in that window to like break it up. Basic shapes. Bubble tea makes for a good drink and a snack. Why am I doing double? Just random black lines to break up the shape, pretty much. I don't know why. Was I planning to make this all like wooden boards? I don't know why I did all these cross lines, especially for the door. Looking at the original reference to figure out why I did that. Something I gotta correct in the color stage. But right now we're focusing once again on just black and white at the moment. I feel like this is some real like kid level freaking this is how you draw a house kind of looking stuff. Like not too proud of it, you know? They say trust the process, so we're gonna trust it best we can. The point of this entire project is to make a functioning game. Is it gonna be a great game? Probably not. But you gotta make a functioning game. That's what I'm doing. Undo. hoping that I can make this game with just enough charm. And whether or not it's perfect otherwise, we'll see. My excuse is that the town is meant to be all run down. It's a one horse town and the horse is lame. So now granted, limiting myself to this basic color palette is gonna probably bite me in the butt later on. If it hasn't already, that is. But we work better under pressure, don't we? I wonder the fact that it keeps posting each song. I wonder if that counts as unique chats. I wonder if it's a good way. I wonder if it's a good way to cheat the Twitch algorithm. You have 15 unique chats. Unique little dialogue boxes. Double checking. I remind you, I'm returning to this. I'm returning to this project after a while. I have to like double check how I did certain things before. That way I can repeat the process. Okay, and you know, it's one of those things where it's like, if you look at old animation, you had watercolor backgrounds, and then you had things that were meant to move. That's why you can always tell in older animation that Bugs Bunny is going to interact with a mailbox, but not interact with the tree behind it. Video games need to have that too, especially platforming video games. How do you determine what is and isn't meant to be interacted with? So in this case, I'm using these awnings, and all the awnings have the same color. So all these, this awning, this rooftop, this awning, this rooftop, this awning, and that one, they're of the same color. The other ones don't. Nothing else does, aside from the floor. The floor, the awnings all have the base color, which is the lightest of the brown tones. Is my pen battery bad? Oh, duh. That's why. Excuse me. Too much bubble tea. Too much off-brand bubble tea. This is different. No. That's not what we want to do. We are not on a colored layer. We are on the black layer. So don't. What is happening here? Brush size, density, what's going on here? Why is that happening? Did I tap something? Is my opacity down? What is going on here? Okay, something is weird. There we go. Very odd. I really just want to finish up, like, I'm being innovative. I want to finish up these buildings before I move on. It's just kind of a waste of time as opposed to just going through everything and then going back. Maybe, I don't know. Let's do some cleanup over here. This is a bit of a mess. Tablet just like came off his little holster for a minute. Get rid of these cross lines. I'm trying to think of, like, did I put them here originally to do like wooden boards? I don't know why I had these cross lines here. Music has taken an odd change, an odd turn. Kind of like it though. I mean, I grew up with Bugs Bunny. I know what classical music is. He says as hip hop slowly rolls in. Why is it doing that? Let's try it for smaller. do it by hand. Screw it, we'll leave them. You know what? We'll leave them. We'll leave them. Just gotta clean it up a little bit. Makes sense of some of it. They're wooden slats, obviously. I just don't know why they came out so weird. And some of the final. I don't know, this came out weird to me. I don't know what it is. No. Freaking went crazy for a minute. Go back to the ink layer real quick. Gonna get rid of this line. And we're going to just move it up a pinch. Like that. There we go. Come on. What is going on? It's like my pen's like delaying. I don't got like a bunch of stuff open. My pen is just delaying itself for some reason. Thank you. Boom. Boom. Trying to figure out the best way to without losing the damn shape. The question is, do I put, there we go. doing it backwards. Nope. Should be that. Top half should be big. Oh yeah, little door. We got a little door. We got an actual functional door in this freaking house, in this freaking town. Little ping on my phone. No. Sorry, I keep checking my phone because I was supposed to get a phone meeting with a friend of mine and it never came up. Nothing horrible, but see, I'm getting pings. You gotta check those. But yeah, it's just you know, right? Where you come from? Where that little? You saw that? That little thing just popped out of nowhere. No. No. What tool did that? I don't know what tool did that. Oh, that's right. Because you know you have one button for multiple tools. I think I purposely made these windows all janky for a reason. There we go. I wanted this house to look a little crooked. These two houses are definitely like old buildings that have not been checked in for a while. I don't know, I'm just really happy with like the pixel shading I did on those. It's not perfect, but I really like the way it came out. Alright, alright. Starting to come together. Not perfect, but it's starting to come together. That's the issue. You have one key that you end up like rotating. You have a key that's for one tool, but there's so many sub tools. If you hit the key a second time, you basically are changing tools, and you're like, why is it doing something different now? And that is the struggle. The struggle of life. Okay. So the character spawns here. Although, just about spawns there. And then he just makes his way down this really short, like, intro stage. It's like super small stages. Like, I'm just trying my best. I gotta figure out what I want to do for this little open area here. I could put some boxes there if I wanted to. Or I could incorporate that water tower. That's why I have it there. Hey, let's lock that layer for a minute. Let's go back to the color layer. And let's just drop some basic colors in the background for this water tower, for this big old water tower. Alright? I'm gonna change the design though. watching. I was watching a reaction video. I like watching reaction videos for like old films to see what people around my age, in their 40s, 30s or 40s, the millennials who didn't grow up with as much pop culture as some of us did, suddenly watching like 80s films from back in the day, and they're like, oh, no wonder this film holds up so well, or doesn't hold up so well. Alright, we're gonna take a minute. Well, first things first, file, save. Always file save. Hey, my print's almost done. So the 3D print, by the way, part way through the filament was running out. So I tried to do that thing where like I feed new filament in, like as it goes. And the trick to that is, if the struggle to get the filament to feed in will cause you to move the arm if you're not careful, because that filament doesn't always feed in that good. It's a pain in the butt to feed the filament in half the time. I have the Ender 3, so but I managed to do it. But there was a single like millimeter, like half a millimeter, where it didn't have filament, and it was still going. But I got my 3D pen, and I could just fill in that gap. So it'll work out well. A little bit of crazy glue, a little bit of filament filler. Anyway, let me put that back up. Something's going on. Yeah, so once I downloaded the new Streamlabs thing, it's like the new Pretzel Rocks, which you're listening to right now. If I close an app, it disappears from the window, but it didn't do that before for some stuff. Not an app. If I close a window, it disappears, and it didn't do that before. So you might see a bit of a blank screen for a moment. Get rid of that. Am I still here? Yeah, there's that blank screen. I'm just doing a quick old water tower. I want to see what the legs look like. Old wooden water tower. Okay. Tin roof. Usually it's straight down, straight down legs. It's not tapered outward sometimes. I'm looking for a nice photo reference. I don't want to copy a 3D model or someone's artwork. I'm looking for an actual photo reference I can use. The ones I like are all like 3D models. I don't want to trace them as 3D model. I'd rather just like use an old reference, an old actual photo reference. Nope, that's a 3D model. Stick with me, guys. Stick with me. Yeah, we'll use this. Shutterstock. Shh, don't tell no one I'm using Shutterstock. Is that freaking Goofy? Yo, we got some yodeling going on. What is this about? Let's see how long this goes. Is that it? Alright, that was it, I guess. That was interesting. Put some. No, let's go for 2. Let's put some metal like braces around this. There we go. I like that. Let's get rid of the tower. Just for the heck of it. Let's ground buildings. Tiles. And my colors. There's the one on Bandit. There's my inks. There are my buildings. There's my ground. Ah, those are the other buildings. There we go. Just so we can see what we're looking at right here. It's not much. It's not much. It's taking me way too long to do so little. But when you're working from scratch with no real plan, that's what happens. Excuse me. Actually, I'll be right back. Just a minute, guys. Turn off. Just in time for the music. Alright. So in about 5 minutes, my 3D print will be done. I'll have to do some minor corrections to it. And then I can set the next print. If I set the next print, let's say, it's a 7-hour print. So if I do it at 10, I'll be 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. 5:30 actually, which would be more or less when I wake up. And that's if the print starts like at 10. We'll see about that. Okay, yeah. I was like, where were we? That's where we were. We were here. Let's go for some straighter lines. often complain about having to go between pencil and eraser. I found this in a store. It was the Amazon return store, whatever you want to call it. I call it the Amazon return store. And I actually got like, God, I saved another like, let me see, 35, yeah, roughly, yeah, 30, that's 20, probably another 25. I saved about like $40 or so worth of 3D filament. So that return store is a godsend for tons of stuff. And I found this and I thought, okay, I'll use it. Doesn't work. Plug it in, hit the button, nothing happens. It was $7 in the return store. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't know. But I was really hoping to get something like that. But that same store, like, it I'll find something. I'll find something eventually. But yeah, I saved so much money on 3D filament in that store. I got this 3-pack of gray filament. Full scale 3-pack of like full size 3 filaments, $10. We got our butt! You know what I gotta do? You know what I gotta do? I gotta make a bingo sheet. I gotta actually make a bingo sheet. We fill it out every time something happens like that. We need to get on that real quick. But as I was saying, I got... Nope. Ooh, what is that? No, that's not what I want. So I found... buildings. So I found like a nice pack of that 3D filament, right? And then I also found... someone must have separated them. Excuse me, someone must have separated them. It was like a translucent white, red, and blue. I found them separately, so I bought the red one for like $7. It was a mini one though. $7. The mini ones are about, I want to say, I don't know, 25% of the large ones. So $7 out of 20, give or take. But then today I found the red and the blue. I found the white for $7, and then today I found the red and the blue scattered. Someone must have opened the box and tossed them, not knowing what they were. Or just didn't care. So I got the red and the blue for $5 each. So once again, good deals. Like, it's saving me so much damn money. I can't complain, you know? And when I start building up that much filament, I'm like, I just gotta use it. Like, what am I waiting for? Get those prints going. What's that scene from Coming to America? Turn the machines back on! Turn the machines back on! If you don't know, it's a reference to a movie, one of the good movies from the 90s with Eddie Murphy, with the stock market, and watching some 1%ers get their up and coming, because they ruin a man's life for $1. They take a bet to ruin a good man, a hardworking man who works in the stock market for $1. And eventually, in the end, those two guys get what they deserve. Only in Hollywood. Okay, let's switch back over to the inks. That's too thick. again using the thick one. Get a thin line for this, thank you. That is good. I like that. Stands out nice. Especially because it's surrounded by the same color tones of brown and brown. I might put some more darker black lines on these on this alleyway as well. Looks real good. I like that. Now, one of the reference images I saw online, the tower also had one of those spinning farm windmills, and I'm thinking I could probably drop down to the background of one of these as well, just to kind of like mix up the background a bit. I have some empty space I gotta fill up. Still gotta figure out what I want to do. Because the idea is that he comes out of this saloon. So you spawn, like, right, more or less right here, center screen. Like this is pretty much a center screen right here, which means 1, 2. That means the entire stage is roughly 3 screens wide, if that makes sense. I just gotta figure out what to do here for a little background, like a little intro area. I could just make a sign that points like where you're going, what is your first stop, if that makes sense. Let me get rid of the tiles for now. I was being a bit too like, I was copying this background a bit too verbatim, if that makes sense. Like that's too much. So I might want to like, I'm gonna mess with it a little bit more. The rest was kind of like mix and matching. But I should put some more stuff up. I should put like just different things up to help fill up the area above. Okay, let's drop some black lines on these wooden panels back here. Drum beat, boom, 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 boom. Let's give me like definitely like 80s like Terminator sci-fi vibes. Boom, boom, boom. So, listening to these lyrics, this reminds me, once again, it's good to see the independent animation scene taking off. As always, Glitch delivers. I mean, I say Glitch, but like everyone involved, but Glitch delivers in showcasing the newest apocalyptic future Gaslight District. I really like the characters. I like the way they depict. If you haven't seen Gaslight District, what are you doing? Go see it. But I like the way they depict Ken's anger issues. But he's not a bad person. Like he's literally, he basically switches from calm to crazy. And only like at one point in the short do you get a little nervous because he starts yelling violently at Mel. It's a scene where he screams, "Isn't this what you wanted? You want to be part of the gang?" But then he quickly realizes that, like, he's kind of scaring her, and he stops. And I love that. I love the fact that they point out the fact that, like, this guy has a comical short fuse, but it's not from a hateful point. It's not from a hateful spot in his heart. Like, he loves his daughter. He loves Mel. And I'm just really interested. I'm really interested to see more of the show. Just one, it does have that kind of overly fast pace that you got from Murder Drones, but I think the lore in this one's a bit more upfront. Murder Drones, people were like, you had to dissect it. People were just dissecting every nook and cranny of Murder Drones, and rightfully so. But it was just like it too much for me at times. I want to watch the show and have it make sense at the moment. Unless there's a mystery, then that's different, of course. Well, we gotta say a little straight black line here. What's that about? Why are you on that list? There we go. There you go. few. Nope. The angels bleed black. Yeah, what the hell? Topical. Okay. I think we should just put a big old sign here. I'm looking at ideas for like signs. Now, aside from just a big old square rectangle, a square or a rectangle, like an old Western sign. Oh, I know what to do. Okay. I have an idea. Dangerous idea. Yeah. Okay. So, we're gonna switch away from the ink. Let's go to the ground layer. And just for now, we're gonna fill up the ground layer at the moment. Just drop some color in there. One arm bandit. I need to move for a minute. There we go. Okay, we're just gonna do this for now. Match it up with where the windmill's at the moment. Give or take. Might need to pull that down a bit. Like right there. Right? So I'm thinking, nope, not do that. So I just added an extra layer for no reason. Okay, we're on the building layer, right? So I'm thinking for now, let's grab the mid-tone just to like lay out some stuff. So switch that over. In the distance we have like some fencing, right? But right here, nice and big, starting right about here. Right about here. We're gonna have a little crooked though, but we're gonna have a big old sign. Basically directs our hero in the direction he has to go. So big old wooden sign like this, and above that it'll read Town Hall. That's where he's going. He's going to the Town Hall right now. needs to be, but I just combine it like that. Fill it up, fill it up. There we go. We'll just erase. We'll just erase to the shape we want. Way bigger than we need. We shall figure it out. Now what we're gonna do is, first of all, let's see if we can find some good font. Do I have any font that's like pixel-like? It doesn't really have to be pixel, but the issue is any font I put in, it's gonna have a gradation to it, and I'm trying not to do that. Well, I'm sticking with the color tones. I can always add gradation, but I don't want to. I want to start with a pixel font, and then I can add flair to it. Come on, it's gotta be like a digital, straightforward font I have. It's also a matter of, right, so there's your Western looking font. Western fonts usually have like little points on them. It'll say like saloon or something on it. So I can find that font and then just trace it properly. Come on, give me something I can work with here. Script. I'm going to use impact. Ooh, that's way too big. I'm still not used to like different types of ways to adjust these fonts. So I'm just using this as like that's too thick. Like how to like walk the font. Not too sure how to do that. Okay, let's go with thin. Then I can always draw in the details I want. Horizontal, vertical, how do you, in Photoshop you can do like, you can have it follow a line and all that, and I'm sure this program has it too, I just don't know how to do it yet. Things to look into. Okay, we're gonna okay that. gonna go ahead and flatten this layer. I'm just gonna turn it into a regular layer. So it's no longer a font layer. And I'll label it font. Or for the E for some reason, fonty. There we go, font. All right. So we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna do something different right now. And it's 10 o'clock. Let's see if we can just make a font real quick. It says Town Hall. It's a little crooked, which is what I wanted. And then we'll fix up the background behind it. So let's get basic reference. Pretty much all this kind of works. So copy image. We're just gonna drop this in here for reference. I have to shrink it, of course, but that's the kind of font we're looking at, right? Don't know how the T's would look. So it's very blocky at the ends. It's all uppercase though. The W works. Gotta change the. Yeah, I gotta change a few things here and there. So let's go with. Let's start off with just straight up drawing right into it. Getting rid of a lot of this. A lot of this soft shading around it. Hello. Merge, thank you. Gonna do put some blockiness on the feet of everything here pretty much. Don't know if it's gonna work for us. No, let's start over on this. Delete. There's gotta be a way, there's gotta be a font I have here that matches what I want. It's like I'm trying to get it to look like a certain type of text, but I want it to look like a certain type of text, but we're trying to keep it in pixel form. trying to do the sign straight. You know what? I'll do the sign straight and I'll do the arrow a little crooked. Let's do it that way. I'm gonna see where we stand from there. Why is it doing? Oops, no. Why is it doing that? Why is it like? Why is my tools not cooperating? See? That's the kind of font we're looking at. I should bring in. Bring these in a bit. So we're making our own pixel version of this old like Western-esque font. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. No, that seems right. Alright, fine. It is what it is. Not what I meant to do. There we go. Edit, undo, window, view. Where are we? You son of a snap to ruler. There you go. Get out of here. Piece of junk. Keep getting. Okay, what is going on? I'm hearing my phone ping, but nothing's showing up in terms of like why it's pinging. Anyway, 10:13. Let's try and get Let's attempt. Let's attempt to get. Yeah, let's attempt to get the font down. Let's do that. Deselect. Thank you. There was something on my board. Okay, so we're gonna do 1 pixel separation because it's gonna have all these freaking little things sticking out of it. How the W's look on this? Kind of wide. So be it. So be it. Want to get it like as close to perfect, as close to even as possible. Okay, let's try this again. There we go. I have like 15 freaking copies. I'm just copying and pasting the wrong layer. Looking at how W's look on a lot of these like samples, a lot of these old-timey signs. Yeah. Okay. So essentially, copy paste. Goes almost to the top. What we gotta do? Okay, let me hide that. Let me move this over.
Heaven knows where this went wrong. Telling me to
Too much that.
move on. Holding
Deselect.
on to regrets we made. Now
Merge
it's
together.
time to walk away. Oh, you don't know my scars, but ooh,
That's what we're working with.
who we are. Oh, you don't know
Deselect.
my scars,
W's are wide.
but ooh, it's not who we are, who we are.
They're just freaking wide. Like in every image I see online that helps me like figure out how it looks. Nothing you can do about it. It's just wide. All right, we'll work on this.
Why don't we start again?
Copy,
Take
paste.
us back to times we went far away from everything. It's all I need. Yeah. So tell me
That's perfect.
lies, fantasize. We don't need to justify
Paste.
what you need. Ain't hard to find, but you won't find it here. Oh, you
Right there.
don't know my scars.
Yeah.
But ooh, it's not.
And then we can fudge the rest a little bit.
Oh, you don't know my scars. It's not who we are, who we are. Who we are. It's not who we are, who we are. Who we are. Who we are. It's not who we are, who we are. Who we are.
All right. Merge. Freaking like 15 layers here. I just copy and paste it. Deselect. All right. And then fill this all in. Give it to me, baby. Bit wide. Yeah, all of that and the actual arms of this are a bit wide. Hmm. If only I could erase in a straight line. Can I? There we go. Let's not mess with that. But I am gonna do this. Copy paste. Drag your butt right across. Yep. Copy paste, and we're gonna flip you around. I'm trying really hard to keep everything like just into that. I'm trying really hard to keep everything like symmetrical on this. Is that right? There we go. Granted that the it's a bit thick. Let me try something. No, erase, please. just taking off the edge. It's minute. It's stupid. Does that help? Or does it just make it look stupid? Something jumped into the text. Who was it? Hey, Red. Trying to do cowboy font, but since I'm doing pixel art and I want everything to be solid pixels, you know, there's no gradation. All fonts have a gradation to give it that curveness. So I'm doing pixel art font in Western style. But just for you to see what we have so far. I'm gonna fill in this empty space, which is where the character starts. And it's gonna say Town Hall, and it's gonna point to the side. The first set of buildings, the tower, the nice water tower in the background. I put some random boxes here to fill in the alleyway. The next set of buildings. So all we have left is a nice signage, and then the very final run for this very short stage. Because about time I get back to it. To reiterate what I said earlier in the stream, I want to complete the first stage. I'm going to finish the artwork for the stage. I already have a handful of sprites for bad guys. I have pretty much all the sprite sheet for the hero. So once I have the stage illustrated, and I have all the bad guys, at least for one stage illustrated, then we'll move on to programming. The goal is to have one stage fully programmed, start to finish. And then we'll do a boss battle. And that will be, like, that's the first goal, first stage. Second goal, boss battle. And from there, we can repeat that process throughout the game. The first stage must be done. So I'm hoping to finish this. I'm just right now just wasting time doing this. Not wasting, I have to do it. Just doing this font. And then we're going to probably call it a day. There we go. Oh, it's a little off. Wait a minute, how's that off? Deselect. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Why is that off of this? The hell? Am I having a stroke? What's going on here? No, it is right. It is right. What the heck happened to my eyes? Oh my god. There we go. Nice. Alright, we're gonna save that because that was painful. I think the O is the only one that's a bit small on this. Everything else is a wide, but not so much like the O. Let me see. I'm just gonna do a copy paste real quick. Copy paste of that. So the N's a little bit bigger. The W is definitely bigger. The O is actually within the same size. It's the other two. It's actually the other two that are bigger. Well, let's use this as a jumping point. Alright. Alright then, so let's do a copy and paste again. got ourselves an L. I feel like I want to bring that foot in a bit more. Just makes it look nicer. There we go. Let's merge those two. And let's move them over. Cause now we gotta put some other signage. I wonder if I could steal the W and do some editing to that. Let's try that. Copy and paste. Let's make sure we lock that original there. We're gonna take you, we're gonna flip you over, boy. Vertical. Delete that. And then we're going to also delete that. We're going to grab this. Let's see how well that merges. Okay. Deselect. Move the whole thing over. I don't know about that. Something to it seems a little off. How did that W? Oh, because I flipped it, and I did the little spikes aren't centered. They're actually lower than they need to be. So I gotta change those spikes. Put them like right there. There it is. All right. Come on. I want you to raise. There we go. Nope, that was not my way to. I didn't mean to do that. And then delete that. That A looks funky though. Okay, everything's just like taller than it should be. What the heck is going on here? Did I flip the canvas incorrectly? Oh, that explains why the N and W look so weird to me. They got big feet. go. Let's go back to the first one because we got some stuff going on here that shouldn't be happening. Gotta zoom in to do it just right. Take you, oh, take you. Take you, take you. All three of you. And all three of you. There we go. Okay, so A, H, and L's. You guys are all in one layer. Come on. Trying to fix the layers up. So, town, hall. Nice. I can move them as I wish. Let me see, where's a good in between? Really? The Nutcracker? What's going on? There we are. Woo! Way too much effort for something that seems so simple. But that, I like that. We'll decorate a sign around that. Maybe draw some crows, whatever, something to like fill it out. And then we'll have a crooked sign pointed sideways. I like that. And we're also going to freaking put these into an envelope. I'm going to label that text. Even though it's not actual text, you know. Alright. Once again, we'll like fix this up a little bit, even it out. What am I doing? What am I doing? Just come on, Dante. The text is straight, so just use that to your advantage. Right? It's the arrow beneath it that's gonna be a little crooked to give it character, but the text is on a straight area. So if the text is straight, freaking use that. Bam. Duh. Here we go, Town Hall. go. And behind it, we'll put some like debris and stuff to kind of like separate the background from the foreground. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know about you guys, I'm getting hungry. Bubble tea only carries you for a light snack. You need nutrients. I like this. All right. About 10 to 11, I say we call it. Thanks, man. Yeah, I have to set. I don't know. Did I share a video with you? I think it's by a guy named James Lee. Thanks, man. I forget if I shared that video with you. It's I believe his name is James Lee on YouTube. Let me check it out. He does these really stylized videos where he has like his glasses are perfectly white. He talks like this. His teeth are always like really grit. Come on, where are you? I know I follow him. I have to follow him. Or do I follow him on my freaking Optimum YouTube? Let me see. Give me a second. Give me a second. Yeah. James Lee Animation, right? Yeah. He does these really... number one, his production in his videos are freaking great. He's like, you know... Before the VTuber, there was James Lee when it came to, like, animated people. So James Lee just released this video. How I think creatively. And his description of what he goes through in his struggle is 100% what like myself and many artists go through. I'm sure you go through it as well. Just many people, and it's this idea of like you have this creative mode, which is just like all the ideas, and then you start doing the production mode. But there are two areas. So there's like, in other words, there've been times where I'm like, oh, I'll make a video, and while I'm editing it, I'll think of a few extra things. But the editing is technical, not creative. So it's hard for me to finish a project when there's still creative stuff to do in the final run. I'm like super simplifying his video, of course. I'm like super simplifying the video. But it's how I think creatively. And I watch his video and he's like, yeah, this is what I go through. And to see someone perfectly visualize it and just explain it. And I've realized this before. It's putting goalposts really help. So I need to stop thinking of this project as a larger video game and just think of it simply as one stage. So focus on the right now. I'm just focusing on all the visuals, the creative part. Focus on the creative part. Focus on the creative part that's a little technical, like the sprite sheets. Get one stage with a set number of bad guys, and then I could turn to the programming aspect of it, which I already kind of know, but I can't mix the two together. Do the creative stuff first, and then once the stage is done, once the background's done, once I decide what villains I want to use, then I can dedicate time to the programming aspect of it, and that's what I'm gonna do. And then once I get this one stage done, I know how to do stages. The boss battle is gonna be different, but same idea. Get the visuals for the boss battle done, then worry about the programming. And, you know, within reason. Don't think I could do anything once I learn the programming. You know, keep it simple enough. And that's what I'm trying to do. But yeah, thanks for the compliments, man. Yeah, it's just a small picking away. I'm just slowly picking away at this stage. It gets mundane using the same colors over and over again. But that's what I chose. That's what I decided for this game. And this stage is meant to be like dirt brown because it's a poor stage. It's, you know, it's the dirt town. The following stages, I'll try and mix up those same colors I have and really like push it a bit more. Maybe I won't just keep the yellow tones. Maybe I won't just keep these yellow tones strictly to background. Maybe I will incorporate them into the foreground a bit more in the future stages. I was thinking that too. I mean, the sprites are all going to be black and white. I want to keep the sprites black and white, keep that simple. So no matter what stages I have, no matter what tones I keep on the stages, the sprites will always stand out. So I think about that. I'm thinking about that. First stage is all browns. I don't know. That means each stage has to think of its own palette then. Which is more, you know, more creative thinking, but one step at a time. But you're right, I could always switch it up. Let's see, you know what? Let's see if YouTube clips this as the let's leave it up for a few seconds. Let's see if YouTube clips this as the thumbnail. My God. There we go. Let's turn the music off for a minute. So, new music provided by an app called Pretzel Rock, which is part of Streamlabs. Let's hope that YouTube doesn't flag all the songs on this, even though it claims to be copyright free. I got a 3D print I gotta check out. It is about 11 o'clock, which means if I start a new print, it should run throughout the night very well. So let's hope that goes through well. Thank you for jumping in, dude. And yeah, I'm gonna just try and keep plucking away at these projects, man. Keeping as straight and narrow as possible. Thanks for jumping in. A reminder to anyone else who might be joining us at the very last minute. These videos are held on Twitch for about a week. They are held permanently on my YouTube channel. All those links are beneath theburglesart.com. Sorry, beneath The Burgles Art. I have a website called theburglesart.com with a few portfolio pages and a few updates on like current projects. Nothing much yet, but do check it out. Thank you very much for that. You have a good night as well, man. And yeah, once again, I am Dante. Like, favorite, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I'll see you in the future.